Welcome to today's news wrap up. Let's dive right into the top stories making headlines today. U.S. District Court Judge Tanya Chutkan is hesitant to block an effort by Democratic Attorney General to stop Elon Musk's DOGE team from assessing federal data. Chutkan expressed doubt that the states met the legal standard for imminent harm required for a temporary restraining order, emphasizing the need for clear evidence. The states, including Arizona, Michigan, and Rhode Island, are challenging the authority granted to Musk's team, citing concerns about reducing the federal workforce and access to sensitive data. This legal battle underscores the tension surrounding Musk's involvement in government efficiency efforts. President Trump is exerting pressure on Romanian authorities to lift restrictions on Andrew and Tristan Tate, who are currently under house arrest in Romania on human trafficking charges. The Tates have been accused of running an organized crime ring involving human trafficking, sexual exploitation, and producing online adult content. Andrew Tate, a former kickboxing champion, claims the charges are politically motivated and part of an effort to silence him. The case has drawn significant attention due to the high-profile nature of the individuals involved and the controversial allegations against them. Y'all know I don't believe that stuff one bit. I think they're just demonizing these guys because of their politics. The Trump administration recently terminated around 300 FAA employees as part of efforts to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives and reduce wasteful spending. The firings have drawn criticism from the Professional Aviation Safety Specialists, or PASS union, which argues that the decision was made hastily and ignored the agency's staffing needs, potentially jeopardizing public safety. The union highlighted recent deadly aircraft accidents as evidence of the risk associated with understaffing. I think the understaffing issues is due to DEI, but that's a whole nother issue, a whole nother discussion, I should say. But the terminations followed reports suggesting that DEI policies and FAA's immunity program contribute to a helicopter plane collision near Reagan Airport. Jack Ziz Lasota, leader of the vegan trans death cult called Zizians, has been arrested in Maryland. She, or he, or whatever it is linked to 6 deaths across the U.S., including a U.S. Border Patrol agent. Lasota and 2 other cult members have been on the run since 2023 after being found in connection with the murders of cult member Michelle Zako's parents. Lasota, a former tech industry professional, formed the Zizians with an ideologically based on rationalism and extreme beliefs about the mind's hemispheres. Weirdo stuff. Walmart's decision to roll back its diversity, equity, and inclusion policies have received support from shareholders who argue it restores the promise of the American dream. Despite backlash from Democratic attorneys general and left-wing shareholders, the Conservative Alliance Defending Freedom has backed the move, emphasizing the importance of treating employees and customers equally. Walmart has pledged to remove certain transgender products from their online stores in participation in the Human Rights Campaign Corporate Equity Index, and cease using terms like Latinx, who no one really uses, and DEI in official communications. Critics argue the rollback negatively impacts the company's values and business opportunities associated with a diverse workforce. Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency is set to audit the U.S. gold reserves at Fort Knox, spurred by Senator Rand Paul's call for transparency. Y'all know I love it. I've been Well, I don't think I've been talking about Fort Knox too much, but I've been reading about it my entire life. I'm one of the believers that I'm one of the people that believe that there's no gold in Fort Knox. I believe they moved it somewhere else, to where I don't know, but I don't believe there's anything in Fort Knox. Paul has long advocated for greater oversight of the gold reserve, noting its implicit value to the dollar. The United States boasts the world's largest gold reserve, valued at $425 billion, and held in Fort Knox and the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Despite past visits by officials affirming its presence, the lack of yearly audits fuels ongoing demands for more transparency. Elon Musk's DOGE uncovered millions of active Social Security numbers for individuals over 100 years old, suggesting possible fraud. These numbers include some for people over 240 years old, remain active due to inconsistencies between Social Security and Treasury records. So someone is getting this money. Musk pointed out that these issues were previously identified but not addressed, raising concerns about government inefficiencies and potential misuse of Social Security funds. That is wild, that someone 240 years old. So who is getting that money? So these questions need to be asked. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. shared his powerful conversion story, attributing his recovery from heroin addiction to his growing faith in God, which began at age 28 after reading Carl Jung's work. Studies support the link between faith and better mental health outcomes, showing lower rates of addiction, suicide, and depression among believers. I've even written some stuff about this back when I was in school. Kennedy, now Health and Human Services Secretary, aims to reform the mental health care system by integrating spiritual care, moving away from an over-reliance on pharmaceuticals and addressing the underlying causes of mental health issues. I love it. As a therapist, I love it. I believe that spirituality definitely can help people with mental health issues. Migrant shelters are closing down across the U.S. as illegal immigration drops significantly under the Trump administration. Federal policies and enforcement changes have led to fewer migrants needing care, resulting in the closure of numerous facilities, including those in San Diego, San Antonio, and New York City. The decline in migrant numbers have also reduced the financial burden on cities and states that have been providing shelters for services. The administration's actions, including stricter border enforcement and executive orders, have contributed to the dramatic decrease in illegal immigration. I love to see this. Lastly, the Department of Government Efficiency revealed that $4.7 trillion with a T in federal government payments were untraceable due to a lack of proper tracing identifiers. The Treasury Access Symbol TAS field, which links payments to budget line items, was often left blank, making it nearly impossible to trace these funds. The DOGE has now made TAS a requirement field, improving insight into where taxpayer money is going. Additionally, a recent subcommittee hearing highlighted $2.7 trillion in improper and fraudulent government payments, emphasizing the need for greater accountability. Wow. But that's all for today's news wrap up. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.